Have you ever stayed in a relationship not because it made you happy, but because leaving felt impossible? Not because you couldn't imagine life without them, but because you couldn't imagine the pain of letting go. There's a difference between love and attachment, and it's one of the hardest truths to face. Love is when you choose someone, not because you need them, but because they add something real to your life. Attachment is when you hold on, not because the relationship is good, but because the thought of being without it terrifies you. Love feels expansive. Attachment feels suffocating. Love makes you feel more like yourself. Attachment makes you forget who you were before them. And here's the thing most people don't want to admit. You can be deeply attached to someone you're no longer in love with. You can build a life with someone, share years of history, know every detail of their life, and still feel hollow when you're together. Still feel like you're going through the motions, still feel like something essential is missing. But you stay because leaving would mean dismantling everything you've built, because you've invested so much time, so much energy, so much of yourself into making it work, because the fear of starting over feels bigger than the quiet dissatisfaction of staying. So today we're going to talk about the 6 signs that you're not in love anymore. You're just attached. Stay with me until the end, because the 5th sign is the one most people ignore, and it changes everything. Sign number 1, you stay because you're afraid of being alone, not because you want to be together. When you think about your relationship, what feeling comes up first? The desire to see them, to talk to them, to share your life with them? Or is it fear? Fear of what happens if you leave, fear of starting over, fear of being single, of being lonely, of having to face yourself without someone else there to fill the space. Here's the truth. If the primary reason you're staying is because you're scared of being alone, you're not staying for love. You're staying for comfort, for familiarity, for the safety of knowing someone will be there, even if being there doesn't actually make you feel loved. This is what psychologists call anxious attachment. The fear that without this person, you won't be okay. And here's what makes this so painful. You can be in a relationship and still feel desperately alone, because attachment without love is just 2 people using each other to avoid the discomfort of solitude. You're not afraid of losing them. You're afraid of losing the identity you've built around being with someone. And that's not love, that's dependency. Sign number 2. You're more focused on what you'd lose than what you'd gain by staying. Think about the last time you imagined leaving the relationship. What came up for you? Was it sadness about losing them? Their laugh, their presence, the specific way they make you feel? Or was it panic about losing the structure, the routines, the social circle, the version of your life that includes them? Because here's the difference. When you're in love, the thought of losing the person feels unbearable. When you're just attached, the thought of losing the life you've built feels unbearable. You think about the logistics, the awkward conversations with mutual friends, the explaining you'd have to do to your family, the social media updates. You stay because unraveling your lives feels too complicated, too painful, too exhausting. Not because you can't imagine your life without them, but because you can't imagine the chaos of separating your life from them. And so you convince yourself it's easier to stay, that it's not that bad, that maybe things will get better. But deep down, you know you're not staying because you want to. You're staying because leaving feels like too much work. And that's not a reason to stay. That's just inertia. Sign number 3. You fantasize about them changing, not about your future together. Here's a question. When you think about your relationship in 5 years, what do you imagine? Do you see the two of you growing together, building something, experiencing life side by side? Or do you see a version of them that doesn't exist yet? A version where they've finally become the person you've been waiting for them to be? Because when you're attached but not in love, you stop seeing the person in front of you. You see their potential, the version of them that's more attentive, more ambitious, more emotionally available. The version that would make this relationship feel like love again. You think, if they would just try harder, if they would just listen better, if they would just change this one thing, then everything would be okay. But here's the truth. You can't love someone for who they might become. You can only love them for who they are. And if who they are right now isn't enough, if you're constantly waiting for them to change, to become someone different, then you're not in love with them. You're in love with an idea, a fantasy version of the relationship that doesn't actually exist. Love sees someone fully and chooses them anyway. Attachment sees someone partially and insists they become something else. And that's not fair to either of you. Sign number 4. You feel guilty at the thought of leaving, but not fulfilled by staying. Let's talk about guilt, because guilt is one of the most powerful forces keeping people in relationships they've outgrown. You think about leaving, and immediately the guilt floods in. What if they can't handle it? What if I'm making a mistake? What if I hurt them and regret it later? What if I'm being selfish? You stay because you don't want to be the bad person. You don't want to be the one who gave up. You don't want to break their heart or shatter the life you've built together. Because when you stay for guilt, you're not really there. You're pretending. You're going through the motions while quietly resenting the fact that you feel trapped. And they can feel it, even if they don't say it. They can sense the distance, the lack of presence, the absence of the love that used to be there. You're not protecting them by staying. You're denying both of you the chance to find something real with someone who's actually present, who actually chooses you, who isn't just staying because they're too guilty to leave. And meanwhile, you're suffocating because you're living a life you don't want with someone you no longer love, out of obligation. That's not love. That's imprisonment. Sign number 5. You're waiting for them to leave so you don't have to. This one is hard to admit, but if you're being honest with yourself, maybe you've thought it. You're not actively trying to end the relationship, but you're not really trying to save it either. You're just waiting, hoping that somehow they'll be the one to pull the plug, that they'll get tired first, that they'll be the one to say what you're both thinking, but neither of you will say. Because if they end it, you don't have to be the villain. You don't have to carry the guilt. You don't have to make the impossible decision or have the unbearable conversation. So you become passive. You stop putting in effort. You stop initiating. You stop caring about the small things that used to matter. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you're hoping they notice. You're hoping they get frustrated enough to walk away so you don't have to. But here's the thing. Passively destroying a relationship is not kinder than actively ending it. It's just slower, more painful, more confusing for both of you. If you've already checked out, if you're already waiting for it to be over, then you owe it to both of you to be honest, to stop dragging it out, to stop pretending you're still in this when you know you're not. Because limbo is worse than endings, and hope without truth is just cruelty. Sign number 6. When you think about the relationship ending, your first feeling is relief. Here's the ultimate test. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine it's over, really over. Imagine you've had the conversation, made the decision, and you're on the other side of it. You're single. You're starting over. The relationship is behind you. Now notice, what's the first feeling that comes up? The the crushing weight of losing someone irreplaceable? Or is it relief? Relief that you don't have to pretend anymore. Relief that the tension is finally over. Relief that you can stop forcing something that hasn't felt right in a long time. If your first feeling is relief, you already know the answer. You're not in love. You're just afraid of the transition, afraid of the pain of leaving, the difficulty of starting over, the judgment from others. But relief doesn't lie. Relief is your body telling you the truth your mind is too scared to admit. This relationship is costing you more than it's giving you. And somewhere deep down, you've been wanting out for longer than you're willing to say. So, what do you do with all of this? If you've recognized yourself in these signs, you might be feeling a mix of emotions right now. Guilt, fear, sadness, maybe even anger at yourself for staying this long. But here's what I want you to know. Recognizing that you're attached instead of in love doesn't make you a bad person. It means you're capable of being honest with yourself, even when the truth is uncomfortable. Attachment isn't evil, it's natural. We attach to people, to life, to identities, to the safety of the known. And letting go of that, even when it's not serving us, is one of the hardest things we'll ever do. But staying in a relationship out of attachment is not kindness. It's not loyalty. It's not love. It's fear. And you deserve to be with someone you choose, not someone you're simply too scared to leave. You deserve a relationship that feels alive, not one that feels like obligation. And so do they. Leaving doesn't mean you didn't love them once. It doesn't mean the relationship was a waste. It just means it's run its course. That you've both outgrown what you once needed from each other. That holding on isn't honoring what you had. It's preventing both of you from finding what comes next. So if you're reading these signs and seeing yourself, maybe it's time to stop pretending, to stop waiting for it to get easier, to stop hoping that if you just give it a little more time, you'll feel differently. Because the truth is, you already know. You've known for a while. And maybe the kindest thing you can do, for both of you, is to finally be honest about it. Not out of cruelty, not out of anger, but out of respect. For them, for yourself, for the possibility of something real. Because attachment might feel safe, but it's not love, and you both deserve love.